All right, we've got one more story to get to, and this one's going to be laughable. You are going to cringe and laugh at this. If anybody's not heard of Katie Porter, well, you're about to. So let's dive right in. Before we do, please like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, if you like the content, please share a Courageous Media with everybody that you know. All right, check this out.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, ma'am?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're saying.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position. But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an experience.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel like this is unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
correct. And I said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
How dare you ask a follow-up question? How dare you ask me a question that I must answer? Don't you know that I am the queen? Don't you know that I am royal? I'm a royal politician. You will bend down and kiss my backside right now. You are a plebe. You're a little reporter. You are nothing to me. You answer to me. You should be awed in my presence. This is leftist politicians to a T, and Katie Porter has this in spades. For those of you who don't know who Katie Porter is, welcome to the Katie Porter episode, because this woman is an absolute train wreck, and she is the front runner candidate in the Democrat primary for governor of California. This is how bad it is. This is who Kamala Harris dropped out because she couldn't beat. You got to be kidding me. You can't beat this ridiculous troll. This is absolutely outrageous. We're going to finish that clip, because as it turns out, she's too weak in the mind and the head and the knees in order to actually cancel the interview. No, she just whines and complains, but ends up going through it. But all of the other stuff has started to come out now. The Katie Porter clips have started to make their rounds on the internet. Her staff has long accused her of being a bully, of being abusive, of being ridiculous. And now the clips are coming out that prove it to be true. So Californians have a decision to make. This woman cannot win the primary. She is an absolute train wreck. We're going to finish this clip, but really appreciate y'all rolling to the Courageous Media today. Really appreciate you being here, the Chris Highland Show. Thanks so much. Let me know you're here in the comments. You guys are awesome. So here we go. Let's dive into more Katie Porter, as painful as that might be. I apologize in advance. Here we go.
Every other candidate has answered.
I don't care.
Follow-ups.
I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
Ms.
And
Porter,
we're just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
I have never
reporter.
had to do this before, ever.
You've never had to have a conversation with
to end
a
an
reporter?
interview.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of I'm me? I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. So I am going to make...
So you're not going to answer questions from reporters? Okay, why don't we go through? I will continue to ask follow-up questions because that's...
You are not a leader. You are a spoiled, petulant child. I have 3-year-olds who behave better than you. This is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, just the fact that in California, someone this unattractive can even make it this far in politics is one thing. But that's a whole different story. It'd be it'd be something different if you're in another state. But anyway, she is an entitled, arrogant, snobbish brute. She does not want to be asked follow-up questions because she cannot answer them. She's too stupid. She has no grasp of the issues. It's a very simple question. What do you say to the 40% who supported Trump? What do I say? Well, I can answer that question. I took offense to the I need them to win. Guess what? You're going to have another candidate. And that other candidate might just well suck away some independents and some Democrats because you are so atrociously bad, ill-mannered. It's crazy. This is the level of politician in California. This is the level of politician on the left, frankly. Just match her up because the same thing was said about Hillary Clinton, has been said about Ilhan Omar, has been said about Kamala Harris, how abusive and bullyish and ridiculous that they are behind the scenes, how ill-tempered they are. All of them. Why? Because they are entitled, emotional, leftist Democrats who think they are the new aristocracy. They think they are the nouveau royalty, that they are kings and queens, and that they are entitled to power and to position and to respect, and you owe it to them because they're something special. Well, they are not. They are merely people running to be representatives. They should be servants of the people. And her claim that I'm this because I'm a leader. No, you want to be a sovereign. You want to be a royal. And we don't have those in America. And frankly, we find your behavior detestable.
It's my job as a journalist, but I will go through and ask these. And if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. So nearly every legislative...
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you. And I don't want this all on camera.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you either. I would love to continue.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience. I want you to ask me very simple questions, the ones that you sent my office beforehand that I prepared for. Let's be honest. This was supposed to be a scripted interview. She had the questions in advance. She had simple, prepared answers. They were going to run through about 15 questions, bang, 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 bang. And she was going to get out of there with her pre-prepared answers. And this reporter had the gall to ask a pre-arranged follow-up question. Holy moly. And as the reporter politely needled this woman over and over again, every candidate's asked, these are the same questions I asked every candidate. I asked all the candidates these questions. They're the same questions I asked everybody. You can't answer the question that everybody's answered? No, she can't, because she's a mental midget, even though she's not physically one, as you can tell by her rather large girth. So this is absolutely amazing that she would put herself in this position. To be on camera melting down like this is crazy. Now, this is not just now the clips have started to come out. Check this out, because it gets worse for Katie Porter. So here's another clip of her on some sort of podcast interview, and check out how she treats her staff.
It's dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems, and the state could lose. Get out of my shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't meet the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot. Okay, I'm going to start again with electric vehicles saving us money.
How dare you get in my shot? And uses profanity, F-word laced tirades against her own staff. It's absolutely amazing. This is who this person is. Now, it has gotten so bad that you've got CNN and The View absolutely lambasting her. Check this out from a TikTok video from CNN. This is absolutely crazy. This is not going to be good for Katie Porter. Check this out.
CNN walked to the studio with me, but also, look at this. I don't know if you saw this. It's bad. It's really bad. If you can, you should go watch the video it's Katie Porter, who is running for governor of California. And she really doesn't want to be asked this question about how she's going to win Trump voters in a state. And then more's coming out, because of course it is. Because of course it is. When someone breaks the seal on this stuff, more's only going to come out. So you've got this one now. And I'm sure it's not going to be the only one. I'm sure staffers of hers, political opponents, I'm sure journalists, sure they've got it all. This is bad for several reasons. One, she looks like a total jerk. And, she's had that reputation. That's not great. It's definitely not disqualifying in today's day and age, but it's not great. She looks like a bully and a jerk. The worst part for me is saying the quiet part out loud, which is that, yeah, she doesn't need Trump voters to win. Of course she doesn't. It's California. Of course she doesn't. But you're running to be the governor of the whole state. Wouldn't you at least want to say, I can probably win without them, but I'm going to reach out to every voter. My message is meant to be heard by every voter. It's not just for Democrats. I'm not just going to be the governor of Democrats, but I'm going to be the governor of Trump fans and independents and progressives and moderates. That's what you say. But the entitlement I'm hearing it from a lot of Democrats right now, the entitlement to their seat, the entitlement to run for re-election at 88 years old, the entitlement not to have to sit down and do interviews. We can do whataboutism, we can talk about the right, but I'm talking about Democrats because they're in trouble. This is bad.
It's absolutely bad. And it absolutely rips the mask off their entitled nouveau aristocracy attitude. They want to be royalty. They think they are royalty, and they think you need to bend down, bend the knee, grovel at their feet, because that's who they think they are. This is a problem that infests the left, because the left primarily has become Marxist, globalist corruptocrats. They want the new aristocracy. They don't want to call it the new aristocracy. They want to be like the old Soviet Union, where everybody was essentially, because of your familial relations, you were born into power and you never lost it. This is what they want. They want to recreate the European aristocracy, the royalty of all the old monarchs, without calling it monarchs. They want to be, some nice Western new version of that with new names, but that's exactly who they want to be. Now, as she said, they have ripped the mask off this, and now everything is coming out. So now you've got the fact that we find out she abused her ex-husband. The former husband of Representative Katie Porter said that the California frequently abused him verbally through toys, books, other objects at him during their marriage, even pouring scalding hot mashed potatoes on his head during a fight. Now, I wonder, did they call the police? Did he call the police? Was she charged with domestic battery? She should have been. Now, this looks like it's in March 2012, so it may not even be within the statute of limitations. But if it is, charges need to be filed instantly, right now. This is absolutely ridiculous. She needs to be held accountable for these egregious actions. I'm going to finish this clip with someone who is running on the Republican side, who is talking about Katie Porter and how bad this could be for Democrats, and the fact that they're going to expose all of this and potentially win because of it. Here we go.
I've been out today. Everyone's going on about Katie Porter, obviously. But in a way, it's unfair to pile on her. She's not unusual. They're all like this, these California Democrats. They're all the same.
That's right.
Arrogant, entitled, this ruling elite. 15 years of one-party rule, and they think they should never be held accountable for all their failures. How dare you ask me questions? They're going to rule forever. They have no interest in the lives of the people they're supposed to represent or the actual results of their policies. It is so disgusting. And she just ripped the mask off. And they're all the same. And that's why we're going to have change in California. We are sick of it. We are sick of these people, their failure and their arrogance. That's why I'm going to be in the top 2 next year. I can see people, Democrats, independents, getting behind my campaign. That's why we're going to win next year. We are going to kick these people out and have change in California.
Hopefully, yes, please change California, because we don't want a Marxist, socialist, failed state on our left coast. Please change it. This would be fantastic. if ripping the mask off Katie Porter rips the mask off all the other California Democrats and actually prompts people to potentially at least vote middle of the road, would be absolutely amazing. Maybe this time will be the change. God can do anything. God can work miracles. Let's hope he does in this particular case. Hey, I really appreciate everybody rolling up. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a phenomenal Friday. Remember that God is good and he is sovereign. It'll all be good in the end. In the meantime, please smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you like the content, please share Courageous Media with everybody that you know and consider joining us as a member on YouTube of the Courageous Army. Thanks so much for being here. God is good and he is sovereign. It'll all be good in the end. It's not yet good. Hey, it's not yet the end. Have a great, great day.